Alright guys, so if you're a member of Fire Peeps Telegram channel, I'm sure this particular signal is not new to you because today is Monday and Jeffery Benson dropped this signal CHF JPY sell. This sell signal today, alright, this morning. So why I'm making this video is not about criticism, alright, it's just to talk to you guys as traders, to us as traders. You understand? A friend of mine sent me this particular signal. I'm not part of the Telegram channel myself. He sent me this signal and all of his reaction backing up the signal and the fact that he was seeing blues on his chart is what is making me do this very video now. Now, when he sent me this stuff, they were already in profit, okay? And when I say profit, it's not like they were in like one ratio. What they were not even up to 1:1 profit, not even up to 1:2 or 1:0.2. They're already in profit and he was super excited, bro. Join the signal, this. I was like, Charlie, why? Did you look at it for yourself? He said, no, he didn't look at it. It's Jeffrey Benson that dropped the signal. I was like, nah, bro. Why? And I'm making this video to kind of like teach us something and send advice to some people who actually behave like this, my friend. All right, some traders who actually behave like this, my friend, because this is kind of one of part of the loopholes that's keeping you away from profitability. But before I say what's on my mind, let's go through the trade itself. Let's break it down and see how it went down. All right guys, so this is 5 minute chart CHF JPY. For those of you that have been following my channel, for those of you that know how I trade, you know that I always stick to the 5 minute no matter what the market is doing. All right, so this is the 5 minute, and what I want to do is what, pay attention to the current swing points, the last two significant swing points, to see what happened between them. Then I can be able to understand the direction of the market from there. I don't go to any other higher time frame to grab too much noise or go to a lesser time frame to do a lot of things. I focus on the 5 minutes to get my direction and my possible point of interest. All right, so if you look at, if I'm able to zoom out a little, you can see that we are in a downtrend. Okay, we're in a downtrend. All right, so my focal point is going to be this significant swing point and what this very significant swing have done to it, and then from there I'll be able to understand what is likely to happen next. So if we have a sweep of this particular low, we should be anticipating what, a reversal to the upside, right? And if we have a break of this particular swing low, if this particular swing low broke this one, then we should be what, anticipating a pullback, which is kind of like what's happening, like pullback and then continuation to the downside to continue what, the downtrend, just like this pullback after a break, this pullback to continue the downtrend, right? So for those of you that don't really understand the difference between a sweep and a break of structure, please make sure you leave it in the comment below. Request that I talk about it if you don't really understand the difference between the two concepts. All right. So in order for you to identify this concept, you have to do what? Align these two to each other. All right. So we have to zoom in now to check very well if what criteria, which of the criteria is being met, if it's a sweep criteria or a break of structure criteria. Okay. So if I align this, you can see that this my horizontal line is straight, and if I zoom into the current structure, you can see that we are having series of wicks and price didn't close below, meaning what, we are having a sweep of the previous swing low, right? So we have a sweep and I'm going to target an X to identify that it's a sweep of structure, right? Now we have a sweep, and just like I said in the beginning, when we have a sweep, we're looking for what, reversal uh structures. So we have price coming down like so, we have pull up to this side, came back to sweep, and now we're looking for reversals. This kind of like what is telling us that we are in a W formation. Okay, what I have to do now is to pay attention to price, this very impulse that came down to sweep, to see if we are having a continuation of that particular signal that we have gotten, the signal of what, changing to an uptrend, okay, or changing to the upside. So paying attention to this particular trend that came to my um that came to the swing low, we have to look at this particular section as the what, the last significant swing lower high, okay, because we had a downtrend coming into our point of interest, which is the previous swing low, right? So price significantly broke. Let's use this week. Sometimes I like to use this one. This one is just like uh news and whatever ground that happened, but then it's also significant from that side. Let's use the week, okay? So you see that price significantly broke above this one and close above it, right? So since price close above, you have a change of structure, changing this particular internal structure, internal downtrend to an uptrend. Okay, so since we have changed on uptrend, we had a sweep here. The next thing we have to look at what where are the where price have mitigated point of interest. Point of interest for me is always order flow. So you can see that there's a clear order flow here, and if I decide to align it to the front, you can see that price mitigated this order flow, which is an OF. Price mitigated this order flow, and after the mitigation, we have a clear break of structure again. All right, so this kind of like giving us too many confidence that our uptrend is solid. So I don't know how and what system Jeffrey Benson was trading, or whoever gave the signal in that channel was trading, that they were looking to sell. Okay, so according to me, according to my trading pattern, what I'm explaining to you guys, you can see is it's kind of like simple 1, 2, 3. This is pure structure. This is what is called price action structures. All right, so we broke through, swing lower high, created what, a higher high here, created a higher high, price pulled back to the higher high and mitigated what, order flow. And if you're looking at inducement, price also collected this inducement here, and this is kind of like giving us more confidence that this our swing high is a significant swing high. Mitigating order flow and collecting inducement makes it a significant swing high. Then price what, went significantly to the upside and closed above it again. All right, so after break of structure and price closing above, we have to just look for what, pullback to mitigate more order flow, and then we repeat the same step that we just looked at here. So price have broken through this guy, and let me just, for clarity purpose, we have this, right, significant pullback to the downside. We have this, another pullback to the downside, mitigating this pullback. All right, let's just say this is the whole pullback, but then this is like a refined pullback inside of this pullback. Okay, then we have this pullback. All right, then we have this one. This one is engulfing this pullback, so this is a major pullback here. Then we have this pullback to the downside, and then we have this final structure. All right, so this is our inducement, which I don't really pay attention to marking because I already identify it each time I look at the price. Right, this is our inducement level, and then this is what, this is a significant pullback, which is an order flow. But then remember the scenario of buying from the lows and selling from the highs. Okay, so this guy doesn't meet our scenario, or it doesn't meet the criteria of being in a high level. Okay, sorry, being in a lower level for price to actually buy from. This is higher than the 50% of this move from here to here, so I'm not going to be using this one. The only valid stuff here is this one. This one is valid, but then this one is within this one, so this is the valid order flow from here to here. Those of you that have been requesting for order flow videos, I hope this one is also explaining a little bit of order flow to you, but then I'm going to still make a video probably during this weekend to tell us what an order flow is, okay, to explain more how to identify valid order flow, what are the criteria to look at, and then all of the grammar about order flow. Okay, so this is an order flow, right? So this is an order flow. I think when my friend sent me the signal, they were already selling from around this level. They're using 15-minute time frame, so they were already selling from around this level, and he was super excited when all of these downs were happening. But then I know that this is not gonna sell because I understand that this is what my entry level, which I actually triggered a trade. I think the bar player didn't cut it at the right level. I think when he gave it to me, I was around here, but then I put my entry here, my stop. You can see on the screen. All right, so and then my target is what, the next significant swing high, because of what, we understand that price will what, break, since we're in an uptrend, price should at least come to this particular swing high. If you want to change the trend, it should sweep it. If it want to continue the trend, it will definitely break it and continue. So sweeping or breaking it will always bring price to this top. I used to target 1:3, but for this very trade, I decided to keep it technical. All right, so let's play price and let's see how it went. So you can see price was being emotional for a while. You can see that. So this happens because, of course, people are trading against you, and that's how price rolls. Okay, you can see price came there very close to my stop loss. That's why it's good to use a good broker. For good broker recommendation, you can look in the description. Look at the link in the description, and then you can trade the broker that I'm also trading headway. All right, so you can see that this is how the trade played out, and I bagged the profit, and the signal that was sent was a loss. So I hope this shows us exactly why I traded against that signal. So guys, I call him my friend because not really that we are close friends, but then he's part of people I text to sometimes, because he actually got my contact from this channel. And why I'm making this video is because of the fact that for some newbies, these are the type of mindset you guys have. You understand? The fact that you see some big boy post stuff online, or someone post his lifestyle online, You believe that whatever comes from them is 90%. Sorry, 100% or 90%. It's like whatever comes from them is cool. It's not like that. If you're a newbie in this industry, or if you're a trader that is stuck in unprofitability doing this type of stuff, you have to sit down and talk to yourself. You have to sit down and talk to yourself because trading is all about you and you. You understand? Every other trader in the market is trading against you. So you have to know that because of the fact that someone is living some kind of lifestyle or is kind of like showing to us online that he or she is profitable, doesn't mean that once you get a signal call from the person, you shouldn't sit down and look at it yourself. The fact that he told me, "Oh, bro, na Jeffrey Benson, you no go be," I was like, "Charlie, why? You shouldn't be thinking like this. You should be thinking better. So always make sure you do your analysis. You do analysis, even if it's a signal coming from myself or a chart setup coming from myself. Make sure you also cross check it. Do your analysis very well to see that this thing actually aligns with not just your direction, not just your entry type, but at least your risk. Understand? There's some look at it, the signal Jeffrey Benson put out. Look at that stop loss range. That is enough to blow 90% of newbies, 90% of your account. It's very, very large. So you cannot just run along with the big boys because you believe that he's driving this, he's that, and then he has money, and then you don't do that. So guys, it's been long since I showed my face in this channel, but that particular stuff pissed me off, and I know that this is how 90% of newbie think. That's why I decided to make this video. I hope I've made sense. Thanks for watching and stay high.